going on, and I'm saying that it could be good.
Could be good.
I'm saying it could be good. You know that old fence that blew down? You can get a new fence. Could be good. Not that new is good, necessarily good, but we're gonna try and put a good spin on this. Ready?
Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we do. Yeah.
Oh, things have changed. The leaves are falling. It's rain. Transform before your eyes. No time wasting time. So you never know what this life is gonna go. Jump in your boat. Row, row, row. Jump in your boat. Row, row, row.
Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we do. Yeah.
Oh, that is feeling so good. We gotta do it again. All right?
Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we do.
Oh, you gotta hang high, go for your pie in the sky. Go ahead and trust yourself, everything will right itself. Oh, life's a stream, so go ahead, follow your dreams. Jump in your boat, row, row, row. Jump in your boat, row, row, row. Here we go.
Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we do.
I feel like we're raising the vibration on the whole dang planet. Let's go. One more time, we can do it. Ready?
Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we do.
I think we better do it again. Ready?
Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we do.
All right. Woo! Thank you to the Laura Shepherd Show singers. We'll get some of y'all back up here later. That was pretty. You know what? I felt really good. That felt really good. Didn't it?
You said something was going to happen good.
Something's gonna happen. Could be good. I do have a bit of a tendency to like his house got struck by lightning. Not this storm. This was a long time ago, and he was there. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool. And he was looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but how many people get their house struck by lightning? I mean, that must have been amazing. And he was so mad at me. And I'm like, I'm just trying to lighten up the situation. Trying to lighten it
Can you
up.
identify a unique situation?
Well, I mean, not everybody's house gets struck by lightning. So, could be a good.
Do you know anyone else
No.
whose house has been struck by
Oh,
lightning?
wait, one?
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
One? Your house been struck by, what, I mean, yes, was there anything exciting about it?
No, the TV blew out and then magically started
That's
working
exciting.
again.
See?
TV blew out.
It blew out and then magically started working
And worked for
again.
25 years.
Now that's the magic. If it had not had that, like, a bolt of electricity, might not have worked for 25 years. Anyways, I'm trying to be relentlessly positive about the whole thing. If your life has been blasted to poo and back, maybe that's good. Maybe something good could come of that. Maybe how you feel about it could affect the outcome it has on you. Anyways, Pat Doyle, how are you?
I'm doing well.
It's been a while since we've had you on the show. I called you up because I kept seeing that you and your band, okay, you're Pat Doyle,
That's me.
and you're of the Wandering Hours.
That's
Now,
right.
you yourself is not, you're not the whole wandering, you're like the wandering 15 minutes or something. You're the wandering.
It would be
7.5.
12 minutes,
12,
right?
is
Yeah,
it
there's
12?
5 of us, so it'd be 12
us.
minutes.
Is it 12? No, that can't be right.
Yeah, there's 5 of us.
20.
Wandering Hours are a 5-piece bluegrass band. You know John and Gabby Hoover from
Yeah.
Sarasota. They're
Yes.
good friends. We've also got Nilu Jimenez Ross, Clearwater on the bass. Savannah Lee, Patch Pal, a longtime Patch Pal. We were running around at the Blueberry Patch last night after we saw you there.
Yeah.
But she's on the fiddle, so that's the band. It's the 5-piece band.
Yeah, and do you feel like, because for a long time the Wandering Hours was just 3 of y'all,
Yeah,
and
we're
now
3 piece.
you've been 5 for a while.
Yeah, for 3 or 4 years now.
Do we need 5?
It sounds better, man. You know, Laura, you know that.
I'm not-
It's always better with more people, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, yeah.
No, actually, on that note, actually, you were an inspiration for us to have more people, and in the songs that we were writing and the way that we were arranging them, to have more people sing and have more participation,
People like
and kind of
that.
bring it as more of like outside of just ourselves. So
Yeah.
thank you for
I'm
that.
going to move this down a little bit. I'm afraid your collar is rubbing on the microphone. Okay, I don't know if it is or it isn't. Please let us know if we got troubles. Well, I'm delighted to be an inspiration.
Yeah.
I know when I write songs, a lot of times I try and write songs that are easy to play.
Yeah.
Same chords, like something's going to happen and it could be good. It's not easy to play. It's not a safe song, and you've played it enough times to where you can do it. People are like, we want to play that song. And I'm like, no, you don't. Writing songs that other people can play along with, or have a chorus. And I think that that's why people want to hear cover songs when they go listen to a band, because they can sing along.
Yeah.
And so if you give them some chorus,
Yeah, something catchy or something easy to sing along with right away. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people are into it.
And you all are you all playing around one microphone in the old timey way? You were doing that for a minute?
Yeah, we use a single condenser microphone, so that goes back
A
to
single condenser microphone.
Yeah, technical term. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's like the old can. It's like singing to the can.
Into the can.
Yeah. So back when radio first started, there was just like one big microphone, and you would place your instruments in proximity to the microphone to mix yourself, rather than having like multiple inputs where you have faders and change the volume.
No
You know,
faders.
this person has to be here next to the microphone because they're quiet. This person's further away. So
And
we
the
do that.
microphone would record like
It's
180.
like full space, yeah.
Whereas a lot of vocal mics now are only recording
Just right in front of you.
right in front of you. So you have to be singing. If you're singing here from the side, it's not recording, it's not right where it's broadcasting you. So you all are still sort of doing that sort of old timey.
Yeah.
Now why are you sticking with that?
Yeah, I think it gives us some stage presence. So, you know, if you have 5 people lined up across the front of the stage, it looks one kind of way. And then by having a microphone right in the middle, you know, like if I'm singing lead, I have to get closer to the microphone, or I can back up. Or if there's 3 of us singing harmonies, we can get closer and back up. It kind of puts us in like a semicircle, kind of a horseshoe shape, where we can like look at each other and communicate and catch little glances in our eye, that sort of thing.
I know, it's so cute.
And
Because a lot of times when you rehearse, you're all sitting around a big old circle. and
Yeah, we
that's
just
no
sit in a
good.
circle in the
I
living
mean,
room.
it's
in the
great,
house.
but
Yeah.
it's not when you perform in a long line. It's totally different.
Yeah, so it's a little bit like that, and I think that kind of, it gives people something to watch too, because I think that people kind of pick up on what's going on between the group when they see the group dynamics. So that, in addition to the music.
And do you all get a little dressed up to play, or you have speaking of giving somebody something to look at, do you?
Yeah, I wear my booty shorts sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I mean we like to look professional for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
We look cool. We're like, what are we
Yeah.
gonna wear? And we're like,
I mean,
look,
this shirt is
look-
cool as hell.
look-
Where'd you get this thing?
thrift store. I
That
think.
thing is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you all cannot
Thank
see
you.
the
Yeah, some hand-stitched
ooh,
flowers
yeah, sorry
on
about the
it,
booty
so-
there on the woo. You know, the hand stitched flowers. Yeah, you look real nice. Thank you for
Yeah,
dressing
thank
up
you.
for the occasion.
Of
I
course,
appreciate.
yeah. Well, it's hot, and this is a very light shirt to wear.
Yeah, is
so
it linen?
I think so.
I have decided, I've been reading a lot up on linen, and you know, they used to put linen sheets on hospital beds because theoretically you heal faster in linen. And so I've decided
Is
I
that
want
what
to
you're
wear
wearing? You're
nothing.
wearing
Yes,
that?
I'm wearing linen. And
Feels
so
good,
I
feels
want
the same,
all,
I think.
yeah, I think I want to wear all linen for a while and see if things change. I also saw a thing. Now, I have not done any experiments on my own, nor do I have any meters or way of verifying this fact. But if you wear a baseball cap that's plastic, it can affect your body. Okay, we're getting the choir over here says yes. Now, I don't know what you have. And your shoes, your plastic shoes, and whether you're grounding to the ground. So if you love to wear a baseball cap, maybe get yourself an all cotton cap.
Yeah.
You know, they say they can do it with muscle testing. That's how you put the plastic cap on and then but this muscle testing business, I always roll my eyes because I've never been able to do it, but a lot of people do it quite. See, there's okay. A lot of people do it. So I think so linen clothing. If you have any old linen clothing, I want linen clothing. I'm going to be. I want a total linen outfit for a while. I want some linen sheets. I want to look. See, this is it. You put your linen on, you look good. Patrick, I'm going to give you a minute to just play a little song.
Sure.
Now that we've talked about my wardrobe,
Okay.
I'm going
You're
to
gonna
pop this
place
one
it on
around.
me?
I'm going to place this one around. Let's shoot it under there.
Okay.
Is that going to work for us?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right, tell us about it. Give us a song.
All right, great. I'm gonna play an old-time instrumental to start off. I'll sing a couple later, but I'm gonna play this old one called "Squirrel Hunters." Old-time Appalachian tune.
Now, why are you playing old time music? You ain't even old.
It's a banjo, Laura. We play old time music. Yeah, well, I mean, I like traditional music, traditional American music, like world music, all types. But you know, I think it's just like something that like feels really good about like wood and strings and metal, and kind of feel connected to the past in some ways when I play that music. And we're all songwriters in the Wandering Hours, so we focus mostly on original music.
Yes.
When I get into a solo situation like this, I feel like I want to play something different, though, because we spent a lot of time.
Right, because this was not the Wandering Hours, folks.
right.
This is 112.
We spent
We have done that.
12 minutes, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I just have a feeling for old time music.
And did you
bluegrass
always
and
play
things.
old time? When did you start?
Really started playing it about 15 years ago. So I have an aunt and uncle who played old time music. They recognized when I was young that I was into music, but I was into more of like Beatles and rock and roll and stuff. And so they were really important in like getting me to play music, and at that time just playing guitar, but playing the sort of stuff that I liked. So they didn't teach me any of the old time stuff that they were playing. They let me kind of pursue what I wanted. But then like fast forward, I had a roommate in college that played banjo, and so I was like, oh, that's cool. Play guitar and banjo. And then when we went our separate ways, I decided to get a banjo and start learning bluegrass and.
Yeah, did you ever play guitar at home, or you just? I mean,
I don't
out
play
you
too
always
much.
play banjo.
Yeah, pretty much just banjo these days. I still have some guitars.
Yeah, I got a guitar.
Yeah.
Play the mandolin.
Everybody's got a guitar. That's why I started playing banjo.
That's why I started playing mandolin. And how do you? Okay, so you and John and Gabby got together, the original trio. How long ago was that?
2017, I think.
2017,
Yeah.
and I saw you all out in public last night, laughing, talking, choosing to sit in the same social circle.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that it's because you all are exceptionally easy to get along with people, or have you worked at, I mean, I assume that there's been some sort of, and now you have two other people, and, are you guys all just so laid back that it's easy, or do you ever have to sit down and...
We're chilling most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you seem pretty chill to me. Although, I don't care how chill you seem, something can get up in your bonnet.
Yeah, you're looking for some
No, I'm
drama
not
dirt
looking,
on
no,
us.
I'm not looking for that. But I'm just wondering, like, how hard has it been to hold this,
Yeah.
the three of you all and now the five of you to hold that together, and the more people there are, the more expectations there
Right.
are, and I don't know who's the leader, ooh, or does it matter, not that
Yeah.
that matters, but how do you,
We try to run things pretty democratically.
Yeah.
I think so. Playing in a band is a very precarious situation. Like, bands are very fragile. I've been in bands in the past where it seems like everything's going really well, and then just like one little argument and the whole thing falls apart. So I've been like very conscious of that with this band, and as we've added more members, it's kind of been important for it to be people who we want to hang out with too.
right,
So,
lovely, your band is all lovely.
Yeah.
I'd hang out with any of you.
yeah, they're great friends.
Yes.
All, for sure. Like, we could all, well, like you saw last night, we just sit
Yeah.
down and hang
Enjoy
out and
each
talk
other's
and whatever.
company.
And yeah, because we could. I mean, you want to play with good musicians, obviously, but good musicians are sometimes flaky, and they're sometimes hard to handle for a variety of reasons. But our band, we all like hanging out with each other. We can sit around and not just be playing music. But there's also something about the type of music that we play that it is like so communal. Like, you can't play bluegrass alone. Like, what I'm
Right,
doing
you
right
have
now
to-
is not
yeah.
bluegrass. You have to play it with at least a handful of other people.
Oh,
not
yeah,
as
are
much
the
people.
Wandering Hours, do you all call yourselves bluegrass?
We're fine with that. Yeah, we play some bluegrass. We play old time.
And what would the bluegrass people do? Would they, I mean,
They would say we're bluegrass. Yeah.
are you old-timey enough? Are you blue-timey enough?
Yeah. I think the like real hardcore bluegrass crowd would say we have kind of an old-timey sound, but we play Bill Monroe songs, so we play bluegrass. We do a little bit of both. To the general public, it sounds mostly the same, but as you get into like these niche communities,
Well, right.
things start to splinter around various like
I'm sure
cultural
you're-
lines and things.
Yeah.
So.
So, I'm sure there's some conflict there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But it is interesting how, in one place, I remember being at a big bluegrass festival, and this very famous bluegrass, not new grass band was playing, and this old guy was sitting next to me. He's like, well, that boy can pick, but it's not bluegrass, and he's
Yeah.
not a bit happy about it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, the next band will be bluegrass, don't you worry.
Yeah,
or-
right.
So,
Well, and as soon as you start to like draw some of those lines like too significantly, then it just sets you up to not really be enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And even though like we like to play what we like to play, we like to listen to all sorts of things, and we're kind of cool with the scene and whoever is contributing to whatever show or festival we're in. We're kind of cool with that.
yeah, you guys always seem really up and happy. I'm going to go let you play another song.
All right, cool.
Let me get you.
I'm gonna play a not bluegrass song.
Okay. I always have to do this penny part.
Thank you.
One day we'll have you all mic'd up ahead of time with some guy paid to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a jug band song. This one's by Gus Cannon's Jug Stompers, jug band from Memphis, 1920s, 1930s street band. This one's called "Bring It With You When You Come." Gus Cannon's Jug Stompers. Bring it with you when you come.
The Jug Stompers. And so there's no copyright on any of those songs.
I think that one's public domain.
Yeah, see, I've got to watch out.
That
around
first
here.
one was definitely. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, oh, we're gonna get in trouble now. We're troublemakers. I really appreciate you taking the time to
Of course,
come.
yeah.
We might be able to get you back up at the end, but I don't know. Things are getting kind of crazy around here. I have a table full of gifts. Can you wait around to the end of the show, or should I give you? Are you going to sneak out?
Oh, I'm
back
gonna hang
or-
out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a table full of gifts over there, and we'll get them given. I don't know what you need just yet. You might need some playing cards, or a can opener, or some, this and that. All right. Thank you so much. Let's get Jim up here. Wow, that was so exciting. There's something about a banjo, kind of makes you kind of feel like do 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 do.
Sorry for walking in front of you there, Laura.
You're all right. Welcome aboard.
Thank you for the invite.
Yes, I was thinking about how the joys. This like when there's a big storm. Do you know what this is? I bet you might. Come on now, smell it. This is moringa.
Oh, it is. No.
And my neighbor has a moringa tree, and in the storm, the tips of the moringa all come and land in my yard. So I picked them up and dried them. So this has been they're not quite dry yet, but this is a blessing, see, from the storm. The wind blew in something good for me. Now I had to do a bunch of picking up around. But look what I got, treasure! So this, so I can give you all some of that when you leave.
Wonderful.
I like to show what's growing around the yard. We still got the blue, you eat these, right?
Yes.
Blue butterfly peas. I'm gonna pass them around. Have one if you want. They'll make a beautiful tea. All right. Jim, Janicki.
Janky at times.
I know.
Not
I'm
at the moment, I don't think.
Janicki, one day I'll have somebody whispering your name.
Yeah.
Janicki. And you're at James J. Janicki at Hotmail.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody is wanting to get in touch. Now, speaking of traditional music, now, are you wearing linen by chance? Cotton,
I think we're gonna go
you're
with cotton
Yeah,
today,
you're
yeah.
cotton. That's all right. We'll talk to you. Yeah, I like the way that you put on a nice shirt too. To
Yes,
come.
I did.
I really appreciate it when people, just put on a little something nice. Way to present yourself. What do you have there in your hand?
Okay, so I have 20th century term. You may or may not know that, but this is a didgeridoo, Australian Aboriginal instrument. Just learned this recently, but didgeridoo is actually a 20th century term. Prior to that, there are various themes. It's believed that the original didges were so it goes back more than 10,000 years.
More than 10,000 years.
Possibly 40,000, but that just seems
That was before
a bit
Jesus.
incredulous.
That-
So
yeah. Oh,
we
for
know
goodness sake,
more than 10.
10,000, 40,000? Lord of mercy.
Yeah. So it's believed the original didges were bamboo out of northern Australia. There's no real recorded history of them migrating much out of the northern half of the continent there. But this is eucalyptus, so it's kind of become the tradition now. This actually is from Australia. This is Australian eucalyptus, and what they would do, you'll find a little eucalyptus limb, and it's hollowed. Typically, they look for something that's been started by termites. So it's either
Right, yeah.
completely hollow or nearly hollow,
So, yeah.
hollowed out by the termites.
Yeah, you can't see all the way through because
Yeah.
of this curve.
Yeah.
So you would find a branch that some termite has already blessed with,
Right.
with its mandibles.
And then the rest, whatever else is in there, was either a steel rod or prior to the Iron Age, it would have been something harder piece of wood or whatever to help finish out the
Well,
hollowing
I guess
process.
if they were made out of bamboo, I don't know, it would be totally
Yeah,
different.
yeah, bamboo would be a lot easier. And then the mouthpiece is traditionally beeswax. So we have beeswax up on the top there.
All right, let's hold this up for a
you
second
go.
here. I don't know whether we can see anything there. Is that good?
Yep.
Okay, so this, it looks like the tip's sort of been dipped in, I don't know if it's dipped or massaged
Yeah.
on there. Here, you want
I'll
to
take that.
Okay, now, go ahead and get. Should I get out of the way? Do you have
No,
a
we can-
song, or
we-
I don't know how
well,
this goes, or do you
So
make some noise, or
I-
music, or sound,
Sure.
or what do we
yeah,
call
sure.
it?
So I keep in line more with the traditional. So there are a lot of 21st century players that use it in a very percussive way. I tend to stick to a little more traditional methods. So a lot of the folks that played these still do play them. So you establish a drone sound with this. There's a method of breathing called circular breathing. And once you have a couple of those tools in place there, beyond that, as far as the individual or the person playing, they would draw from sounds from nature. So they're mimicking bird sounds, mimicking mammal sounds, wherever they happen to be. So it becomes very contemplative and very mindful. You very much spend your time in the present if you're doing that. So we'll just kind of get it going with the droning, and I'll demonstrate a little circular breathing and see where it goes.
Circular breathing. Oh, we could put the microphone in. I think we can hear it.
So that can go on indefinitely. Once you have the circular breathing down, there's
Okay, so this concept of circular breathing, which means you have to always be outputting
yes.
some air. And so, but somehow you have to breathe in
At some point, you have to inhale.
while you're still pushing out.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Best way I can describe it is you're filling your mouth and you're from the top of your lungs up. You really can close off your throat. So you end up what you end up doing for the most part is you're drawing in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth, using up your stores there, and you're just continually drawing in air while closing off the lungs. Because if you open up the lungs, then you kind of stop playing. So you kind of have to keep the air coming in through the nose and out the mouth without going below you. Yeah, it doesn't go below here.
Case. This
Right.
is like, well, you know, I saw somebody talk about it. It said that you start blowing out, and then you fill your cheeks, right? And then as you got your cheeks full, you breathe in with your nose, right? Like that. But at the same time, so there's air coming out there. I'm supposed to be pressing as I'm breathing in. And then, you know, you got to switch it over, but that's sort of something like that.
And the exercise, it took me a little while to figure out the circular breathing, but it really is, it's the cliche, less is more, that is absolutely it. So like here, being in front of camera, being in front of audience, just naturally blood pressure is going to go up a little bit. You start to I had a lot of coffee this morning, so you're a little more wired. It really affects the way you're playing. So the more relaxed you can be, the less air that you're actually trying to push through the ditch, the easier it becomes to play. So it's a bit counterintuitive that way. You don't really have to work very hard at it. Actually, the less you're working, the easier it gets. There's some really cool exercises that you can do to start learning the circular breathing. So this one I don't recommend unless you've practiced for all already, because it could be a self-induced drowning. But you fill your mouth with water and you just kind of get a stream going, as small a stream as possible, and you want that stream to you don't want any spurts or...
No.
Yep, so just a steady stream while you're breathing with a mouthful of water. And if you can do that, you're pretty much that you've mastered it at that point.
Now, we had some feller up here. He wasn't old time. He's playing old time music. I don't know if that's allowed. You ain't no Australian Aboriginal. How come you're playing this? It ain't your culture. Are you all right? Do we like you? I mean, is that?
I'm okay with it. I mean, somebody in Australia may have a real issue with it, but
do you think they? I mean, is there any? What drove you to play this instrument?
It was one of those things. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you the first time I had actually heard the sound of a didge. It was sometime within the last 10 years. It really was just kind of rattling around the house. And I told my wife, Faith, I said, you know what? I think it would be really cool to learn how to play a didge. And it just kind of went on from there. But yeah, so you mentioned biases or whether or not culturally it's acceptable for, you know, an Anglo to be playing an Aboriginal Australian instrument. There are biases built in already, so there are thoughts that it's a male-only instrument. It's not for females. Okay. There's some of that out there. There's also, it's been a bit perpetuated by as a marketing tool as well to market to certain types of people. The didgeridoos. I don't know. I guess there are didgeridoo music shops out there, but yeah. So there's that, but that's not true. Traditionally, not unlike any other culture I'm aware of, if you go back far enough in time for ceremonial reasons, whatever, it was male only. Females didn't play a didge in any sort of traditional ceremonies. But I mean, we go back to the Greeks and the Romans. Females didn't play female roles in plays either. I have not run it. I've never had anybody throw tomatoes at me for playing a ditch. Checking. Or, I haven't had that happen.
All right, now you said that this is an Australian
It is.
instrument. It has the name here. It was made in 2010, and somebody
Yes.
has actually carved a name in it.
Yep.
What other ones do you have?
Okay, so if you're not interested in making this level of commitment yet, so this was actually my first dig.
You want me to hold this one for you for a minute?
Yeah,
Let's
that'd be
get off to
wonderful,
that, and
thank you.
I'll carefully keep it on mine so we
Thank
don't
you.
scratch it up.
So my first instrument was actually a travel dig, which
A
I
travel dig.
yeah comes in a nice little bag. Oops, there goes the mouthpiece.
Now this
That is not beeswax.
that is not beeswax.
Thank you.
Makes the same.
So
So you can, this is a plastic one that you can order online.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
got sunflowers on it. That's not very Aboriginal. Do they have Aboriginal sunflowers? Yes, you could have gotten any design. Let's see. That's all right. And I've seen them made out of all sorts of things, but
And I have the most simplest version that I can think of, that anybody I think roaming around the streets today would be able to find a suitable.
now does the length make a big difference?
It does, it does. It actually changes the note,
The note,
key
okay.
that you're playing in. So this is a D.
This is a D.
So you know, at the opening, our opening song, something's going to happen that you'd mentioned, I believe, was in a C.
C,
This
yeah.
is not really compatible. This, I don't remember what key this is in, but absolutely, it does make a difference. So this sounds a little different.
And originally, would these be played like at night around a campfire, or just during particular ceremonies?
Oh,
or we don't know,
so
or-
I think a lot of us have heard terms, you know, like walkabouts or whatever. So this is, yeah, so it's just, you may go disappear somewhere, go 100 miles out or further, spend a week, 30 days out, take your dig with you or make one along the way. And you just kind of bring back what you've heard, what you've observed along the way, and it kind of translates into some piece that you could play for others or play for yourself.
And so when you play, do you play it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes? I mean, this breathing, conscious breathing can affect your...
It does. So really, my limiting factor I have found is my attention span. No joke. There are times where I'll play and 10, 20 seconds in, it's squirrel, and off I go, and it interrupts my playing. There's other times, and boredom. You know, just go on and on. It's like, and you just kind of, I just kind of quit. But yeah, and there's no, you can go into a very meditative state playing a dig as well. And there are documented, I assume they're research-based information out there, but there are significant health benefits to this. So this, the circular breathing, so we'll say didgeridoo, but the circular breathing has been known to help anybody with sleep apnea. If you suffer sleep apnea, snoring, it'll help you with that. And a lot of these things, thankfully, I don't suffer sleep apnea. Or
You know, you play the didgeridoo.
my wife suffers my snoring, but I have noticed benefits, and it's nice to, these are perceived benefits I've thought, but you start to find clinical-based research that actually bears that out. It also, it does impact your mental state of being as well. I mean, there are genuine health
Yeah,
benefits.
does that vibrate your skeleton?
A little
like
bit.
Humming does?
Yeah, and I didn't know this. I learned a parlor trick, and again, I haven't seen it done. I've heard of. I'm going to have to practice this now. But you can, so it is vibrating. The dig is vibrating. You can feel it resonating, much like any other acoustic instrument. But you can levitate small, lightweight objects if you can get it to sit still on the bell of your dig, and you can play and keep your circular breathing going, staying at the same frequency. You can get things to levitate off of the edge of the dig.
Woo! Woo! So exciting.
And in preparation for Halloween, if anybody wants to spend the next 30 days prepping and impressing their friends, they can do a Harry Houdini.
And you play other instruments. I mean, you play other instruments too.
I do. Well, like everybody, I have a house full of guitars. But I recently I was gifted a beautiful, it's approaching 100-year-old mandolin. I've recently learned of the new instrument I wasn't aware of is Irish bouzouki. So I now have an Irish bouzouki, and I think that may become, that along with the didge, will become the signature instruments.
Now, so people don't sit around and have a didgeridoo orchestra or something.
No, not typically. So frequently, there may be, as far as the campfire music, it might be a didge or two and drums, or any sort of percussive instruments. And it was one of the notes I wanted to make sure I shared today. It requires no commitment. Worked with a few folks that really wanted to work on didge or circular breathing. Just about anybody can roam around Gulfport and find a piece of PVC
Especially
today.
now.
Right, exactly. Wash it first,
Wash it
please.
first.
Yeah. Know where your PVC came from before you put it on your mouth. But
That goes with everything.
So, I just can't stress enough the benefits that I believe exist with circular breathing, and then the community we live in is very thoughtful, mindful, and a bit yoga-centric as well. I mean, it's hand in glove. It all fits together. So if anybody has ever gotten into Pilates or yoga or something similar, I mean, this is all in the same vein.
So if somebody is interested in, I mean, you're not calling yourself the world's greatest didgeridoo expert, but if you have some questions about didgeridoo, I'm sure you know a little bit more than than I do to begin with. So people could get in touch with you that way.
Absolutely.
Do you want to give us another 2-minute?
Sure.
Let's hear some. I'm going to get off the stage.
Okay, so I'll take the eucalyptus and we'll hold on to that.
I'm going to put this down, and we'll just let you do a little bit, just a minute or so.
All right. Well, that may be a good time for everybody to just kind of recenter for the day. Not that you need to now. It's been a wonderful morning here with you already, but
so much
Oh,
for
the
bringing.
pleasure's
I think
all
it
mine,
must be the first didgeridoo. I know some people find that noise really, or that beautiful sound really irritating. Some people can't even have it going on for very long at all. All right, let's get you mermaid ladies up here for a minute, and we have a little noise going on in the background, but it won't bother us. Come on up, Mary Jo. Come on.
It's just hoping.
Come on, let's get, okay. So these ladies are here because they're doing musical mermaids making strides of Pinelles. Now what's this, come on, sit right there in the middle. You're gonna get this one. What is this? Who's making strides, why?
Well, making strides of Pinelles, or making strides against breast cancer of Pinelles, associated with the American Cancer Society. And I love these two ladies, and they've been some of my best friends. This is Marlene Mackey Shaw, and this is Mary Jo Wydrock. She's got a vibe rockin' body, baby. And thank you so much for having us on. So in March of last year, I am a snowbird, so I live in Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn in the house. Our new motto, I love it, spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. That's our new
I thought
motto.
it was the Gulfport way.
Oh,
So,
well,
it must be a
too.
worldwide thing happening.
Something's gonna happen and it could be good. So I was interested in, the Women's History Month, which they do an awful lot of in New York. They have Jazz Month, and they have all these different events for women's history and blues history and the traveling blues women and all this cool stuff. So I come down back to my Florida and I'm looking around. It's March. I don't see any women's history events. So I says, well, let's do one. And then somehow or another, the American Cancer Society came into my lap and they said, well, we're having a walk and we'd love for you to be part of that. And there was the first one in March. Fast forward to this time, we were so successful, especially with their help, so much help they give me. Then the society reached back out to me, Making Strides, and says, we're having another one in October 12th, which you care
October
to.
12th or 5th? 12th.
12th is the walk. The
Okay.
actual Making Strides walk at the Venue Hotel. What we're doing is the kickoff party or the warm-up party.
Okay.
And then at the warm-up party, we have these beautiful QR code, and with this QR code, you can join my team called Musical Mermaids. You can also, you don't have to do anything. It's no obligation. It's just fun to be a musical mermaid. But through that, you can also enter the walk itself on the following Saturday. So we're having it from 1 to 5 on Saturday the 5th as the warm-up party, and that's going to be so much fun.
And where is it going to be, this warm-up party?
This one's going to be at Sharks Lounge in Largo, and there's a logo for it on the lower, let's see, well, I'm not sure, lower right-hand corner. That's Sharks. I'm sorry they're not on cardboard for you,
Well,
but
that's
I'm
all
still
right.
struggling. This is do-it-yourself.
So this is in
DIY.
Largo. There's a place called Sharks, and you guys are getting people together, trying to sign them up for the walk.
Well, we're doing, a lot of donations for my team too. So we're having an auction. We have some beautiful auction items, and on my social media, I've been blasting out pictures of them. Plus, we have 2 dance troupes and a single praise dancer coming. We've got young guitar players. We've got older guitar players. We've got women. We've got singers. We've got all kind of musicians. We've got percussionists. We've got people working the back line and helping us with everything. And then I play bass myself, bass and voice. But a couple of other bass players are coming, so I'm going to let them do most of the work while I just kind of run around being a mermaid.
And so you two just decided you wanted to help put on this event because it's so much fun, and
Well, I'm proud to be a part of it and support it because we need to celebrate making strides. Not one of us that I've ever come across, and we've all talked about this, where our lives have not been touched by cancer in some way.
right. So this is a money raiser. We're all raising money for something these days. Isn't it lucky that you have enough energy and enough money yourself to try and raise some for somebody else? I'm always looking for donations for the Laura Shepherd Show. There's hurricane donations coming in. There's still starving children in Africa,
That's right.
but you're wanting to promote this.
Well, I personally had a breast cancer scare last year. Turned out to be nothing, thank God. And through a lot of healthful methods such as not wearing underwire bras. Talk about us 80s girls with those tight things, push them up, bring them up forward, put those wires on them, tighten them down. And then now all these women as they got older started getting problems. Me, myself, I couldn't stay out in the sun. And as you can see, I'm a pale people. So I'm right now dealing with skin cancer. So as I use herbs and diet and keeping your liver clean and eating good food, and modern medicine, you have to use a little bit of that. I'm doing really well. And we have 2 sponsors for our show.
Okay.
I also think it's important for women. I love men, and we have a lot of men in our show. I call it, women-led performances and joined by the men who love us, or those who love us. And I recently ran into a female Cubana from Havana named Tammy, and she opened up this new beautiful store called Fine Tampa Cigars. Of course, we know maybe cigars, but in moderation with many, many health effects, you can enjoy a cigar now and again. It's a beautiful store, and she donated 3 cigars to the affair, so we're gonna auction those off. And this is the Sustainable Living Project across from the Lowry Park Zoo, or Zoo Tampa. It's right on Sly Avenue, directly across from it, and it's a regenerative organic farm run by this lovely young lady, and I'm going to be bringing about 2 or 3 dozen eggs with me and auction them off. Now, let's get really natural here. When you go to the grocery store, are your eggs clean or dirty?
They're too clean.
They're clean, and can you leave
Problem,
them out?
which is a problem. No, they've washed the.
The spooge. I forgot what it's got a cute name,
It
but I
has a
call it
name, yeah.
spooge. It's not poo, and it's more like a natural coating that the chickens give to the egg. And if you get your eggs in there looking dirty and funky, just leave them, and then you can leave them on the counter for weeks.
Right, if they have not been washed or refrigerated, an egg can sit on the counter for weeks.
So,
It's true.
Yeah.
and the flavor. I mean, I'm a person that I like, garlic and ginger and salt and pepper and things, but when I cook the Sustainable Living eggs, I don't want to put anything with them. They're so tasty.
Now, why mermaids? Why y'all? What? I love the way, speaking of people that dress for the event. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm actually got my little mermaid tail on. She's got her mermaid tail on. She's got all her sea kind of sea
Whiteness
things.
going on.
Well, Florida, as compared to New York, is a very sea-oriented, mermaidy type place. But my New York connection is every year in June they have the Coney Island Mermaid Parade, and I really enjoy it. And it's a boatload of fun. People dress in every kind of sea creature you would imagine. And I've joined a few times a group called Pamela Sparacino and the she's Brooklyn Baby Dolls, and we put a theme together like we did Sea Monsters of Rock. So everybody dressed like sea creatures, but they had different, like.
So can people come to this event on the 5th at Sharks Bar and Grill? Can they come dressed as mermaids?
I hope so, because we want to have a costume contest, because I got swag to give away. We got swag that's all pink and, making strides, for Pinelles, and they're really sweet, and I'm going to meet with the official lady tomorrow. So I encourage everybody to go to the QR code and join my team. It helps me show growth from March, because I'm looking forward to getting a little bit of funding, because as a donation-based situation, I have to come out of pocket a little bit. A few people have to come out of pocket a little bit, but it doesn't really matter.
I mean, it seems like there's always somebody asking for money, but it's always for such a good thing. We've got a few more minutes left in the show. We're going to get Pat up here, and we're going to do a sing-along just to show how much fun we would like if you ended up. So at this point, on the 5th, Saturday the 5th, from 1 to 5, you can come to Sharks, and there'll be mermaids and music and fun and dancing. And then on the 12th, there's an actual, like, sort of more nationwide or
It's a national walk based out of Pinelles at the Vinoy Hotel, starting at 8 in the morning, and that's the actual Making Strides event. And you can walk, run, you can amble, you can go sit, and they have booths from various different people, and you get donations that way. And it's really fun because it's a little bit poignant, but it's a lot of upstanding and uprising and uplifting and joining together. And since it's for specifically women, I say, who doesn't love beer, bike, boobs, blues, and walking on the path? So enjoy.
All right, now we're gonna get congratulations.
Thank you
and
so much,
thank you
Laura.
for doing something. You sit right down. We're gonna sing it. We're gonna have a sing along. We didn't tell you about this. We didn't tell anybody. Can we get you all the way in, Pat? Maybe we can.
I think maybe Pat should have the seat.
Yeah. There you go. Or you all can.
Okay.
There you
I
go,
can show
Pat.
off my
And then
mermaid
you
skirt.
show off your mermaid skirt a little bit. We're gonna do some, Okay, what do you got for us?
We're gonna sing Sourwood Mountain,
Okay.
old time number. So I'll teach y'all the sing along part.
Okay,
real
that's
quick.
all y'all out there too.
So the line is hi ho fiddle-I-day.
Hi ho, fiddle-I-day.
Yeah.
Hi ho, fiddle-I-day.
So I'll do it kind of show you what you're doing first. So it's gonna be rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. Rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. All right, that's the practice.
Okay, you guys ready out there?
We're good. All right, here we
Get
go.
ready.
Rooster crow, Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. Rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. My true love lies over the river, hi ho fiddle-I-day. One more jump and I'll be with her, hi ho fiddle-I-day. Rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. My true love's blue-eyed daisy, hi ho fiddle-I-day. One more jump and I'll go crazy, hi ho fiddle-I-day. Rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. My true love's green-eyed daisy, hi ho fiddle-I-day. I can't get her out of crazy, hi ho fiddle-I-day. Rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. Rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day. Rooster crow on Sourwood Mountain, hi ho fiddle-I-day. So many pretty girls you can't count 'em, hi ho fiddle-I-day.
This right here is a food forest in a bucket. There's a passion flower, a moringa, this is elderberry, and this is papaya. I'm going to donate that to y'all. Yes,
Will you
it's a
be a
whole
sponsor of our show, Laura Shepherd?
There's a whole food forest in a bucket. That's for you all. I want to encourage everybody to give something, even if it's a good time. Just lighten up, have a good time, send somebody some money, go shovel something, or just be kind. That's good. We can all do that. I have presents for everyone over here. I'm going to give them away. Here's a beautiful record from Maybelle Lynn. Here's a deck of cards from my dad. Here you
I
go.
love cards.
We have-
Thank you.
Here's a bottle opener for you, Jim. And we got plenty. You can feel free to trade your presents amongst yourselves. Here's another little. Here's a vine, another passion flower vine. If somebody wants it, please come up here to the table and trade your gifts. See you all in a couple of weeks. Woo!